Do you know what it costs to keep your childcare setting open every single day? Do you really know what it costs? And do you really know what it costs to keep your childcare setting open every hour? In this video, I will be sharing with you how to find out that information and how to use the information that you find out to make your childcare marketing highly effective. Hi, I'm Pam Obasa, and I am the founder of childcareserviceproviders.com. Childcare Service Providers is my baby. It's a community that I have created for providers everywhere, all over the world. And over there, I blog and I create videos and I share with you the struggles, the things that I have experienced as a childcare manager and owner. And most importantly, I share with you how to overcome pretty much anything that you could ever come across, in your line as a manager, in your role as a manager. And it's a really great website to visit, so do visit it, www.childcareserviceproviders.com. However, you're here on my Facebook page, and you are currently witnessing a 31-day challenge that I am running. So over the next 31 days, I am going to be giving you 31 highly effective marketing tips of how to market your childcare setting. So whether you're a nursery, a preschool, a childminder, a nanny, a babysitter, whatever, in whatever part of the sector that you are in, fantastic. You're doing a great job. However, one thing that I have noticed is that because there are so many of us in this sector, there's so much competition. A lot of settings are actually struggling to keep their settings full, so to keep their occupancy full and to have a waiting list. I don't see why not. When I have done research into the various locations, I'm in London being so busy as it is, you can imagine what type of competition we have around us. But we have managed over the years to always stay full and have a waiting list. And I'll tell you one secret as well. When you are able to have a waiting list, you can pretty much charge what you feel that you deserve, because there is scarcity. People will pay what you charge because you provide quality care, and you charge what you know that you ought to charge, as opposed to charging just because you want to charge a lesser amount so that you can have children. That isn't the way to do it. So this is day 2, and yesterday I shared with you one tip, and today I will be moving on. However, before I continue, I just want to say a big hello to everybody who is watching the replay of this. And I know that most people will be watching the replay simply because it is a weekday and childcare settings are open today. I know mine is, even though I'm not at work today. So I know that most managers will have the opportunity to actually see this video at the end of the day, or maybe tomorrow on their way to work. So if you are watching the replay, hello. It's a quick hello to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do leave a comment and please do share this video. Okay, so yesterday I talked about the importance of doing an audit of your setting in order to have highly effective marketing. Now, what is an audit? An audit is for you to find out exactly which area in your setting you have a gap. So which area do you really need to have children in your setting? So is it the baby room that needs filling? Is it preschool that needs filling? Or is it your toddler room that needs filling? Or if you go up to the age of 8 perhaps and you offer after school care, is that the area that you really need children in? Now, the importance of doing that sort of audit is so that you can really target your marketing, so you can change the copy. So the words that you write on your flyers, the words on your website, the words that you write on any marketing material that goes out there, you can actually write words that will appeal to parents of the children that you need. For example, if you need babies, the words that you will use will be different to the words that you will use if the space you have in your setting is for preschool. Why? Because babies and preschool children have various needs. So for preschool children, as an example, you would be talking about how fantastic you are at preparing children to go off to school, and how you work on the specific areas of learning. So you work on their mathematics and their literacy, and by the time they leave you, they have achieved X, Y, and Z. However, if you were appealing to parents of babies, you'd be talking about the care that you give to babies. You know, you'd be talking about all the singing, the warmth that you provide, the love that you have in your setting. You see how the marketing material is different? So it is important, if you want your marketing to be effective, for you to do an audit and truly find out where you have the gap and know what you need. Okay, so today is day two, fantastic. Today I am actually moving on. And so I'm going to go back to the question that I asked you initially, and that is, do you know what it costs to keep your childcare setting open every day? And do you know what it costs to keep your childcare setting open every hour? Now, it is important for you to know this so that you can, again, target your marketing so that it is highly effective. Now, at the beginning of the year, I actually did this exercise myself on one of our nurseries. We currently have 4, and I did this exercise myself. And so what I did was, just out of the blue, I, quickly started to add up the numbers. So I added up the numbers for rent, how much do we pay for rent? And I added up the numbers for the amount of staff that we have, how much do we pay in wages? And then there's the cost of resources, there's the cost of, expenses and bills, there is the cost of food, and there's just miscellaneous things that just come up. For example, I don't know, this room needs a lick of paint, or something has broken and it needs to be replaced immediately. Those are things that don't happen all the time. So you leave a buffer, for miscellaneous things that do come up. And what I found, it was such a big eye-opener for me. It really was. It gave me an overview of how much we spend, to keep our doors open every month. But then I went one step further. I said to myself, okay, how much does it cost to keep our setting open every week? So I multiplied that figure, the monthly figure, I multiplied it by 52 weeks in a year, divided it by 12, and I had a figure, and that was my calendar month. So it was an estimate, of how much I roughly spend per calendar month. Hello, Claire. How much I roughly spend per calendar month to keep my doors open for my nursery. Now, so I then went one step further once again, and what I wanted to find out then is how much I spend per day. So again, I divided it by 7 days, not 5, because, well, everything you spend, you have your setting over 5 days. Well, I have my setting over 5 days. Maybe, your arrangement is different. So I divided that by the number of days that I have my setting for, and that is 7 days in a week. And that gave me my spend per day. And then I went one step further and I divided that again by the number of hours that my nursery is open. We are open for 10 hours, and that gave me a figure. And it was mind-blowing. It was truly mind-blowing, because I knew that this is the amount of money this nursery has to make every single hour just to keep our doors open. Doesn't that just blow your mind? I would really urge you to do that exercise for yourself, and you will find out. Now, it's very easy. It's very important to do this because when you find out the figure, the next thing you want to do is you want to find out which area of your nursery is bringing you the most revenue and which area is costing you the most. So when I did this exercise, I realized that our baby rooms are so expensive to keep open. Let me give you an example. Say, for example, in your baby room, you have 6 babies. Right? And say, for example, for your babies, you charge £1,000 a month. So now 6 times 1,000 is £6,000. So you know that is the revenue from this room. Now, what you want to do is work out how many members of staff you have in the room and how much do you pay those members of staff. So let's say you have just 2 members of staff in the room, and let's say you pay them £2,000 every month. So that's £4,000 already gone out of the £6,000 that you make in your baby room. Now you have £2,000 remaining. Now you've got to take some out for your rent, you've got to take some out for your expenditure, you take some out for the resources and the bills that come with having a baby room, and that will truly show you if it is in fact a cost-effective part of your setting. Now, I'll tell you why that counts. Well, it counts because if you do this month in and month out and you find that there is a particular part of your setting that is costing you more to keep open than the other, then what you might want to do is close one part down and expand the other. So, for example, once again, if you have, say, 2 baby rooms, you might want to, and you find that, okay, this baby room is quite expensive. You know, we are really struggling to pay our staff. We are really struggling to pay the bills. And as an owner, you're probably struggling to pay yourself. I know, I've been there, you know. So what you might want to do is say to yourself, okay, we won't shut down babies because we know that babies grow, you know, eventually grow into toddlers and then grow into preschool, you know, so the longevity is there with, you know, when you have babies in your setting. However, you may want to temporarily close one room down and expand perhaps your preschool room because you know that, you know, there is more revenue in this part of childcare. So there's a number of ways you can do that, and there are several reasons why you want to take an audit. But the importance is to do an audit and work out your cost per hour of staying open, and work out, you know, where your revenue comes from and where your cost goes out, and then you can work out how to cut down the cost. That is how you stay open, and you are able to pay your fees, you pay your rent, your staff, and you keep your overheads down as much as possible. Now, how does this apply for effective marketing? Well, before you can, you know, truly market your setting effectively, you've got to know who you're targeting. So once you have done your audit and you have identified, as I talked about yesterday, where you have the gaps in your setting, and then now I'm talking about today, you identify which of your age group you would in fact like to expand, and which age group you actually, you know, want to, you know, reduce. Then you can really target your marketing to those particular parents. And when you do that, you will have the right type of people inquiring at your nursery. And when you book them, you know that it is effective. You know that it's not, you know, the cost of your marketing is you know, it has been kept down to the minimum because you have the right type of people coming in through your doors. Okay, well, thank you so much. That is all for today. I had actually done this video before, so if it pops up on my news feed, that's why you have 2 of the same message, because I don't know, something happened to the previous one. I didn't think it saved, so I've done it again. But once again, if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for joining me. And I want to ask you, please, please, please share this video. Share it with anybody that you know. Share it in your profile. You just never know. You know, you might have people, you know, as part of your community that are in childcare, but you might not know. So please do go ahead and share this with people, and I would be really, really grateful. And do visit my website. It is, once again, www.childcareserviceproviders.com. Now, this video that you saw is part of a series that I am doing. Today is day 2 of 31, and I am shooting these every day, and each day is going to be even better than the day before, so do come back. However, if you choose that you might not have the time to keep checking the page, then I will be putting a link in the comment section of this video for you to download a PDF of everything that I will be discussing over 31 days. So there you have it. I make it really easy for you. Now, you can use that document to talk to staff, to have staff meetings, talk to your deputy, and truly plan how you can effectively market your setting with ease. Thank you again for joining me. Take care.